What's going on, everybody? My name is Alex and welcome back to another Call of Duty Zombies video, specifically talking about Vanguard zombies. And I have to say it, guys. I have to do it. I told you so. I told you so. I fucking told you so. I said that the aesthetic of Vanguard zombies was going to actually be badass. It was going to take us to another level. And if the, mechanics, the systemic issues that we have inside of Cold War zombies, if that does suck and that gets carried over inside of Vanguard zombies, which, we can debate that on its own merits. But I was saying, with all of this darker, more mystical, occult type aesthetic, it was really going to bring to life zombies, especially with Vanguard as the main engine. And look what happened. Look what happened. Now, this is just a lucky guess. I didn't know that this was going to happen. I was just assuming because they went more of the laboratory science route, and now we're going to experience something entirely different. This looks like the version of zombies that I've always wanted to play. We really kind of got a taste of it with Blood of the Dead and the Black Ops 3 kind of, just that mystical outlook, that mystical perspective, the dynamic of heaven and hell and good and evil. And yes, that carries out through all of the other zombies modes. I get it. But this looks actually so badass, and it doesn't really feel like it's tied to the Dark Ether. I know it will be in some way, shape, or form. And I'm hoping that this isn't the same trick that they pulled with Black Ops 3's release when they showed that poster where that guy was holding the card and it looked like Chicago was the background and it said Morgue City or something on it. That was a vibe that I think was not represented inside of Black Ops 3, a little bit with Shadows of Evil, but not with the Giant or Zetsubo or DE or anything like that. So I'm really, really hoping that my I told you so doesn't turn into holy shit, I was wrong. But we got these 3 gifts. We have one that just shows some characters, some bad guys, some people from, the Dark Ether zombies occult storyline. And it looks like the dude in the center that looks like M. Bison from Street Fighter. It looks like he's holding something in his hand, and this is probably one of the artifacts, one of the perks or one of the field upgrades or some shit. Or maybe it's a staff or an object that we hold in general that we're trying to go after. And as you can see, there's a big giant Satan dude behind him. And then there's some, I forget what, they're not tridents, but the staffs of the evil staff of Satan or whatever the hell the demons hold. Then we got these awesome looking zombies that look more like they're made of stone and rock and magma, bits of hell, which I know this is super demonic and out there, but that's way more fun than the realistic, grounded, it was made in a lab. We're going to see some really cool perks, and I bet you they're going to go with more of a red theme, and the red and the blacks and the whites, and I love those color schemes. I love the purple and everything. I like that vibrancy that came with Cold War, but I bet you we're going to have a different color palette that's really going to pop and just be absolutely beautiful, especially on next gen. And you got to keep in mind that as the year progresses, when they finally get those graphics optimized like they have finally done inside of Cold War, the game will look absolutely beautiful. I don't know about last gen consoles, but for next gen, I think it will actually be pretty sick. I mean, guys, I'm legit excited. All 3 of these little gifts are beautiful. I mean, look at this demon dude. He has 4 arms. He has 3 eyes. He has a helmet on and all this armor. I mean, this is amazing. And imagine if this is our experience, our first map inside of Vanguard zombies. We just got Forsaken, and now we're already getting new information. And the way Forsaken was, and I will be dropping that review pretty soon, so keep an eye out for that. And I will be discussing my feelings about that. But one of the things that we talk about inside of that review is just how amazing that ending boss fight was. Yeah, it was easy, and we'll dive into the mechanics of that later in that video. But imagine that they carry over that epicness, that grandiose feeling that we had inside of Cold War Zombies towards the end, but on steroids, making the game a little bit harder, fixing all those things that weren't quite there with Cold War. What if that gets fixed? I mean, I'm trying to hold out hope. This aesthetic looks like it can mean a lot to me, and this aesthetic just looks super cool. And like I always say, if the mechanics aren't going to be great and they're not going to be exactly what I want, then I just want to be in a space that I absolutely love. And this feels sinister and just has an art direction that I personally am infatuated with. Oh, and then we have our third third GIF here where this arm is popping up out of the ground, classic Treyarch stuff, but we see that symbol of the occult that we actually have in the Dark Ether intel inside of Cold War Zombies, where we meet that first character. Forgetting his name off the top of my head. I'll try to put it on screen if I remember, but we see that rune and that symbol or something similar to it on side of one of the runes found in the Dark Ether intel. So this has been kind of teased to us. Craig confirmed it in that last storyline video, or the last Call of Duty Zombies video, and here we are. Here it is already. October 14th, we are going to be getting the reveal of Vanguard Zombies, and I gotta tell you guys, I think aesthetically, storyline wise, there's going to be a lot of awesome content here. Let's just hope that the gameplay is very similar to Cold Wars, but those systems are just ironed out a little bit more to where it's not as like casual friendly, for lack of a better term. I just want it to be a little more difficult. That's all I'm asking for, you know? But this looks so sick, guys. I mean, it just looks so badass. I mean, they released a storyline trailer the other day for Vanguard's, campaign, and I couldn't have given a damn. It was so boring. Every single trope that you would see inside of a stupid action movie was there. Like, who the hell cares? I know the campaign's going to be fine, and I'm going to play it, and it's going to be good because, the gunplay is good, and Call of Duty usually does a good job with the campaigns, but it was just every stupid cliche trope. And don't get me wrong, I know in the comments you're going to be like, oh yeah, but zombies and demons and like that's cliche. Yeah, I get it, but we've never explored this avenue in particular with the Call of Duty Zombies engine and the Easter egg quests, and it's going to be like Destiny, but for COD fans. I hope that's what I'm imagining in my head. And I don't know, man. Nobody seems excited for Vanguard. They released that story trailer, and I don't think it was bad. It was just not original at all. The vibe of it, the characters, they're all so cliche and boring. The narration over it, the voice line, this guy's my mate. He always has my back. It's like, come on, dude. Can we do anything better than that? Anything a little bit more original, more fun? They played it so safe. They kept their card hand, so to speak, so close to their chest so nobody could peek over and see like, oh, is that bad? Are we going to get canceled for that? It's like, dude, relax. It's a Call of Duty game. Everyone's going to be mad at you for something. So you might as well just do whatever the hell you want. And I am so glad, and I was very against this at first. Well, I wouldn't say super against it, but I'm very glad Treyarch is taking over the zombies front because I was super worried. I was like, give Treyarch a fucking break. Let us get a different iteration of zombies. Let us get something different here. And I'm stoked. I am stoked. I really hope that this carries through. But the level of communication that Treyarch gave us with Black Ops 3 was the pinnacle, okay? Jason Blundell flying everybody out. The community was at an all-time high, and I don't think it was necessarily because Black Ops 3 was so good. I think it's because we had a really amazing level of communication with Treyarch. That petered out in Black Ops 4 because the game wasn't doing well. When the game does well, Treyarch is more open. We saw that with Cold War. We saw them starting to get their balance, for a lack of a better term. They're posting all of these super awesome seasonal like gameplay reveals and story reveals, and Craig's talking to us and Kevin Drew's talking and that Corky dude. They're all kind of giving us a little bit more behind the scenes. They didn't really do that in Black Ops 4 at all because, we were just so pissed. They did it a few times, but Blundell was like nowhere to be found. Maybe it's because he was exiting out of the scene. Not really sure, but I think it has something to do with the game just not doing very well and fans were just pissed. So now that Treyarch has found their footing, they did this huge experiment with Cold War. Now I think they're really going to be put up to the challenge of executing all of the things they've learned. They honed all that in and put it inside Forsaken. Let's see if they can dial it down to an even better science. You know what I'm saying? And I hope that they have open communication with us. I hope Kevin Drew is way more vocal. I hope Corky comes back into the scene. I hope Craig is at the forefront. I hope they're flying people out. I hope the fact that they weren't like flying a lot of content creators out and stuff was due to COVID and all that. But what concerns me is the person who is running communications for Sledgehammer. Like, she seems like a sweetheart. We got to see her at the end of the season 6 Treyarch Zombies reveal. She was that brunette girl who, I forget her name, I'll put her on screen, but she was that girl that was confirming that Zombies is going to have like the occult stuff and we're going to see a reveal soon or whatever. She seems like she is a sweetheart and I'm sure she's going to do a good job, but we know how things go with the communication managers at Call of Duty Studios. They block people, and if they're getting harassed, like, dude, you can block people. I don't care. Like, this is just a job. You don't have to like put your life on the line. For the most part, they block people who give them constructive criticism. They need to be able to like decipher between the toxic Twitter crap and the overarching praise, because there's a bunch of people in the community that are on both sides. They hate Call of Duty, yet they still play it. And there's the people that love Call of Duty and think that this is the golden era, when obviously it's somewhere in between. And both of these people are living in false realities. The people who are overly toxic are yearning for the olden days, when the olden days were riddled with just as many problems. And then the people who are pretending that COD is in this like ultra perfect state are basically like trying to be the antithesis, like the good guys that are just sucking up to the devs. And you need to basically just ignore them. Don't block them. Their voices need to be allowed to be in the conversation. But what those extremes do is they push the rest of us into the center so that Treyarch and Sledgehammer and Infinity Ward's communication directors can actually decide what's bullshit on both sides and then cater to the people in the center that are actually being realistic with their complaints, realistic with their concerns, realistic with their praises. Because like I said, we have content creators on both sides that think that this game is perfect. Well, not Vanguard, but Cold War and Modern Warfare. And they think these games are perfect as is. We're in the golden age of COD. And it's like, dude, we're not. But the golden age of COD also had a ton of problems. So we can be a both and kind of community here. At least that's what I want for this channel. And I'm just worried that, you know, with the politically correct culture nowadays, and I just am afraid that she's just going to block everybody and we're never going to actually have an open dialogue like we used to back in the day. And I know Twitter's toxic. Like, I'm not saying she has to put up with all this crap. I'm just saying that I miss the days when like they were flying out content creators to experience the game and we would see gameplay early and we would have these fun reveals and things were super invested, like on both sides of the coin, from the development team to the community. And that's what made Zombies special, in my opinion. And we're missing that. So here's to having it come back. Here's to having a good year with Vanguard. Here's to having that reveal on the 14th be fucking amazing. I think this is going to be a good year for Zombies, guys. If it wasn't for the systemic stuff, I wouldn't be really worried. But the aesthetic here is on fucking point. So let's just take the W's when we can, all right? And let's roll with this. Let's try to be positive, all right, guys? I'm trying to put some love out there, okay? All right, guys. Well, that's going to be enough for this video. Make sure you check out my Forsaken review that's going to be coming out very soon. If you're watching this video later, then it might already be up, but it will be out this week. We also have a Season 6 review coming out and kind of just like wrapping up the end of the Cold War Zombie saga, talking about why it failed, why it succeeded. All that stuff is coming out in the next week or so. So make sure you stay tuned and stick around for streams. We have a lot of content to go through, guys. I have a list a mile fucking long, so be sure to stick around and subscribe and all that stuff. All right, guys, that's going to do it for now. Don't forget to like and subscribe and dislike if you didn't like the video. I love you guys so much, and I will see you all in the next video. Peace.